I know what you're thinking. They made another Children of the Corn movie. And I'll tell you, that was my thought too. But I've been aware of it for like years now because it was already in development when we covered Children of the Corn before you were even on the show, Logan.
Yeah, it's supposed to
And
come out 3 years ago.
yeah, our great friend Kyle Padavano, the rapper P. Dot, he by the way, he's the only person who still tries to contact me on the Discord, which I've deleted from my phone. So, P dot, if you're trying to like reach me and I'm not answering, it's not because I'm a dick. Just contact me literally any other way. All right. Anyway, but that dude, for a while, he was sending me updates on this movie. Like, you got to do it when it comes out because he paid for us to cover Children of the Corn.
Right.
Yeah. So it was first announced in 2020, and that's when it filmed. It shot during the pandemic when like nothing else was shooting because it was done on like an indie budget. Well, actually, it cost $10 million.
$10
But
million. This movie
yeah, I don't know
cost.
where that money went. But they shot it like right during the heart of the pandemic in Australia, and like there were no restrictions on them because they weren't shooting through like a studio or anything. Um I wonder how much COVID happened on this set. But they
I don't know, but I want to say who do you know what production company made this movie?
uh looks like Tiger 13.
All right, Tiger 13. I want to talk to you directly right now. If you want to pay me 50 grand, I will make you Children of the Corn 12 or whatever. Just to put that out there.
Well, this guy wanted to resurrect his directing career. There's this fella Kurt Wimmer. If I told you there's a Kurt Wimmer and a Mel Gibson, which one's a Nazi? Based on the names, you'd think it's Kurt Wimmer, but it's not.
But
it's
no,
Mel Gibson.
This guy's just a regular director.
He's just a dude. Yeah, Kurt Wimmer. He's been around a long time. His big breakthrough was this film Equilibrium in 2002, and then he made this movie Ultraviolet. Have you heard of that?
I've heard of it, sure.
That's like a Mila Jovovich film, I say it's a movie. But it tanked really bad. Like nobody went to see it, and critics like laughed at it. Like every bad movie podcast has covered it. And so that was like the end of his directing career. He went back to screenwriting. He wrote things like Law Abiding Citizen and Salt with Angelina Jolie and the Total Recall and Point Break remakes.
I guess we can't cover those because those aren't.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Franchises.
But then he returns to the world stage. What happened was he had a friend at this production company, and just through the grapevine, he heard that his friend had acquired the rights to the Children of the Corn franchise. And so without telling his friend, because his friend would have been like, I think we're going to look at real directors for this. Kurt Wimmer just decided to write himself a little script.
Wow.
And handed it to his buddy like, hey, I heard you got Children of the Corn. Here's the
I've had
Children
this in
of
the closet for 8 years.
Exactly. And like, what's the friend going to say? Like, no, they're friends. He had to be like, all right, fine. You can make a Children of the Corn movie. And so that's how this guy became involved. And this is his big re-debut as a director.
Yeah. All right. What a story.
Yeah, what a story. Now, this is a weird movie because I kept reading that it was a remake of Children of the Corn.
Like the first one?
Yeah, like a remake of the first one.
There are adults in that movie.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. And there is a remake of that movie, like in the Children of the Corn franchise. I think like the 8th one of them was a remake. And that was my least favorite of all Children of the Corn movies. So I was like super unpumped for this.
Yeah.
But it's not really. It's more like a prequel, isn't it?
Oh, I saw the first one when I was like 14, maybe. That's it.
So the first one's like a husband and wife. The wife is Linda Hamilton. I don't remember who the husband is. They show up in this town. They need to like stop for some reason in
Yeah,
a
why do they
town.
stop?
I don't remember, gas or maybe their car breaks down or something. I don't remember. But they stop in this town and it's already the town's gone. Like all that's left is kids. Like these creepy evil kids. All right? And they're all talking about he who walks behind the rose and shit. But see in this one it's not like that. The town is like a pretty regular town at the start of the movie, and then by the end of it, it gets like taken over by evil kids. Um, in fact, like there's one character in this movie that's like a reporter,
Right.
and I kind of thought like they were gonna do like the origin of the town for like the first half, and then the reporter was gonna show up like halfway through, and that was gonna be like the Linda Hamilton of this movie. But that's really not what goes down at all. She's like immediately captured by the evil kids and tortured.
Yeah, and killed by the. Is that monster he who walks behind the rose?
I don't think we ever see he who walks behind the rose in the original Corn movies, but in this one, there is a monster composed of corn stalks.
Yeah, he looks really stupid.
It's kind of the dumbest part of the movie. I gotta say, like this movie sucks because all Children of the Corn movies suck. And it looks like shit. It's horribly directed. The special
Yeah.
effects are awful, but it's definitely more fun than most of them.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really know what to compare it to. I mean, I liked the lead performance, but everything was just.
You talk about Bo.
I feel like there was no story going on. It was just like the kids are bad.
Well,
And then they like
that's not true.
Like, torture the parents.
It starts out there's been this accident in town that resulted in a bunch of kids dying. And then it's like,
what was that? There's like a kid who came in and he killed the adults.
Right.
But then the authorities pumped an orphanage full of toxic gas in order to kill one kid, but didn't realize that every other orphan was in it.
Yeah,
I didn't understand.
I didn't really understand it either, but that's what happened.
And everyone died except Eden, our favorite character.
Eden is the MVP of this movie.
Absolutely.
By a mile. Oh my god! I don't know who this fucking kid is, but it's a bummer this movie didn't come out 3 years ago because she would have been the breakout character. Now she's probably 3 years older. Doesn't look the same.
Yeah, that's actually an incredible point. If this person's life doesn't turn out that way, COVID fucked her life up.
Yeah, COVID ruined her life.
Probably more than anybody.
This actress's name is Kate Moyer. She's 15 now, dude. Like in this movie, she looks like she's 10.
Yeah, she's like a 10, 11-year-old kid.
Yeah. But I mean, of the people in this movie, she deserves a career because she is fabulous, man. Like every line reading is so wild,
so spunky, and she's rolling her eyes the whole time.
Yeah, and she does lots of weird shit. Like that scene where like they show up and they first realize something is wrong, and she's just sitting around casually chomping on an apple.
Yes.
Like, that was great.
At the town hall, like all her little mannerisms at the town hall where she's so nonplussed by everything.
Yeah.
And she's always kicking her little cowboy boots because they make that a big deal. She's really great.
And when she's got all the adults like in prison, she's just playing around with a cootie catcher the whole time.
Yeah, she's just so in charge of everything. So in control.
Because like one of my problems with the Children of the Corn movies, and this one in particular actually, is that if I was one of the adults and kids tried to kill me, I would simply kick the shit out of all the kids.
Yeah, it's like the problem you have with like Chucky and the Leprechaun and all those types of movies.
But like Chucky and the Leprechaun, they're tiny and wily. These kids don't have powers. But
there's a bunch of them, at least.
It doesn't matter. I believe that if 20 kids ganged up on me and tried to kill me, I could beat the shit out of all 20.
20 kids?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
They're not gonna get me with numbers. They're little kids. They weigh nothing. You just keep picking them up and throwing them.
20. Imagine if like
I
6
could
kids
like
were on
if
you.
I
That's a
was
lot.
really in danger, I feel like I could crack a kid's arm without even trying. Their
Yeah.
bones are tiny and brittle.
Yeah, it is crazy how they like capture him all the time. Like they schedule a town hall meeting, but then Eden like beats them to the town hall and has suddenly captured everybody. Like, how did that happen?
How the
And
fuck did they get that one guy in a fucking noose?
oh yeah, there is one part where they hang a guy. How did that happen?
And they tie him to a horse, so when the horse runs away, he gets hung. Who came up with
Pretty
that?
elaborate. Oh, that was
I
definitely Eden.
Well, he might have gotten help from. They might have gotten help from the corn monster.
Oh, I had never thought about that. Is that he helped them?
I
Or
don't know.
she?
Maybe he
Yeah.
who walks behind the rose.
Oh,
So
you're
it's
right.
he.
But that was the original. That's not this one.
Well, and they keep saying he who walks in this one.
All
They
right.
just
Yeah.
didn't include the behind the rose part.
Yeah, you're right. But I didn't know that was a thing, so I didn't even think about that.
It's like Kurt Wimmer was like, walks behind the rose. That's stupid. But a monster made of corn. Now that's interesting.
I got something there.
Yeah.
Was this the first time we've ever seen the monster?
Yeah.
Is the monster canon in every version of Children of the Corn?
Yeah, but it's more like an influence on society. It's never treated as like a hard thing that you can like fight.
Like a
she,
literal monster that eats people?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, this one they tie up a lady for him to come and eat her.
Right. The reporter.
The reporter. Do we ever learn her name?
Yeah, we do. Like when they do that weird FaceTime call with her earlier on in the movie. Where she's like, "Hey, these are all my friends. Can you come in and investigate this?" Her name was Sheila Boyce, the character.
Okay. Did you notice, by the way, one of her friends? I thought one of them looked like Maude Apatow a little bit.
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about, but it wasn't her.
Well, obviously it wasn't her. These people are like 12 years old. But I thought she sort of looked like Maude Apatow.
A little bit. She looked like a few people. And I thought, like, I thought I recognized her, and I looked up that actress specifically, and she only has like 3 credits. By the way, it's shot in Australia, so it's mostly Australian actors doing American accents.
Is Eden Australian?
Eden is not, and neither is Bo, but I think literally every other character in the movie is played by an Australian actress.
I thought
or
Bo
actor.
had some bad line delivery sometimes, but other times I thought she sort of had a little something. But
There's something there. She was watchable.
she was watchable, but especially like that FaceTime call you mentioned when she first calls her, that's like really bad when she's like talking
Yeah,
to somebody.
agreed.
It was really rough. And when maybe I feel like she's okay when she talks to her dad and she's like, "What's going on with you, Dad? You used to be like a real person. Now you're like, what? I don't even know what I'm looking at."
Yeah, this is Elaine Kamporis, and she's Greek, and she was in My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2, and she's gonna be in My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3.
All right, that's promising.
So she's doing all right, and she was on that Jupiter's Legacy show on Netflix.
Okay, how long ago was My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2?
Boy, oh boy, I want to say like 2015, 2016, around there. She was probably a kid in that one, and now she'll be like discovering her sexuality in the next one.
Yeah. Well, the actor is like older than me, I think. So.
Yeah, but she was probably your exact age when they shot this movie.
No, she was actually younger. I think she was like 22 when they made it. Probably now
Yeah.
she's like 25.
Yeah, I see that. She looked really young to me. Like when she first showed up, I was like, she's cute, and then I was like, wait, she might be like 15 years old or something.
But I didn't think so. I thought her brother was bad.
You know what she's sort of like? She's sort of like a poor man's Julia Garner.
Whoa, Julia Garner. Who's Julia Garner?
From like Ozark and The Americans.
I don't know her.
Oh, well, that's a rich man's her, so you should check her out.
Okay, I will definitely do that. Her brother, what did you think about him?
Oh, bad. And I couldn't
Bad.
understand his motivations like the entire movie.
Me either.
Like you first meet him and he's like, he loves his sister, They're hanging out, having a great old time, and he's just a little bummed out because she's going to be going away to college to get an undergraduate biology degree. And you know, and but then like anytime weird shit's happening in the town, he gets all in on that. But then like at the end of the movie when Bo stops everything and like saves her, whatever, whoever, like some adults or something, like he gives her a little nod, like good job.
Yeah, was he good or was he bad? I didn't really know.
I think
Because she
he's
like
wherever the wind blows, like like he's a front runner. When the bad guys are running the town, he's bad, but when the good comes back, he's good.
yeah, because she indoctrinates him at one point. Eden does, and he so you think he's bad, but then like there are scenes after that where he's still good, and you're like, what's going on with this character? I didn't really understand that, but who really cares? I don't really want to understand this character.
Nobody does, yeah. Um, what do you think of the adults? They have a dad
They suck.
who. Here's one thing I thought was interesting about the movie, though, is that town hall meeting. First of all, I loved the guy who's like, "Kids voting, ha ha ha." You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
That guy was great. I loved everything he had.
Was
to
he the
say
one that
in
was
town.
molesting Eden? Was that
No,
one?
no, he's the one that got hung on the horse.
Oh, okay. That's like
Yeah.
she has like a friend, like a guy friend, and that's his dad.
Right, yeah.
He ends up dying also.
Yeah. So, but they're at the town hall meeting and they're like voting for like the future of this town. Like, should we take subsidies from the government and destroy all the corn? Or should we try and rebuild ourselves? And like the kids want to say in it, and they're like, we're going to be around. Like, we're going to be the adults soon. We want to rebuild ourselves. We don't want to be beholden to these deals you're making. I just thought it was like a good take because it's like that's a thing that's going on right now. Is like the entire United States government is run by a bunch of 80-year-olds.
Right, but I thought they had a point. Like they were taking money for in exchange not growing the corn, which sounds pretty good to me. But the kids love the corn because they love their corn monster.
Yeah,
I thought the adults sort of had a point.
But Bo was defending the corn, and she didn't even know about the corn monster.
Yeah, I guess you're right about that part. So you're saying great job, Wimmer, for this take on the children.
Yeah, I thought that was.
Or Vimmer?
I was just impressed that there actually was a take. Like most of these Children of the Corn movies are just like, yeah, there's corn and some
Evil.
kids and evil. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So good there.
Yeah.
I
like that pastor guy though. That she did. You think he molested Eden?
Well, there's like a line at one point where she's like, "Well, you didn't sin at this part, but you are a sinner," and I think that's what you're supposed to think. Right?
She goes like, "Let's be real, pastor. You are a sinner."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah." I mean, that was the first thought I had too. Like because he was creepy at the beginning when he was talking about adopting her.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened.
Yeah, you're probably right. Poor Eden.
Yeah, but she got her revenge. One part that I didn't really understand was like at the end when they get in the car and they're driving through the cornfield.
Why didn't she just drive away?
I think because Eden was in the car with her, right?
I don't think she did. I don't think she realized Eden was in the car until she was like halfway through the cornfield.
Well, she was driving away, and then she realized Eden was in the car.
But she immediately starts driving through the corn.
Oh, you think just go a different way and just
take a road.
That's a great call. That's a problem with the movie.
Like you know that there's a monster in the corn. Maybe don't drive through the corn.
Yeah, great point. But she says at one point, she's like, "Man, I really love a cigarette," and Eden's like, "All right, fine. Let's pull over and let's give you the little lighter and let you smoke a cigarette in the middle of this corn." Like, why did Eden do that? That didn't make any sense to me. Giving this person fire.
I don't understand anything. Like Eden, throughout most of the movie, seems like omniscient. Like there's that scene where Bo is trying to like fool her into like don't chop off the reporter's head. Let me take her out into the cornfields so he who walks can kill her. And like
she's like, good idea, right?
Right, but she's fucking with her. Like, she knows, like, right as she gets to the door, she goes like, not so fast. Like, I'm going to take him. I'm going to take you with them. But, so like in that case, Eden is very savvy and like understands what's happening. But for some reason in this moment, she's literally just like, grab a cigarette lighter, go for it.
Yeah, I guess ultimately she is a little kid, so maybe she's a little stupid. I guess that's just, we chalk it up to that.
See, and that's the thing. Like, these, ultimately, none of the children of the corn are threats to me because children are stupid and weak.
Yeah, the two things that you need to beat them is to be smarter and to be stronger, and you have both of those things.
Yeah,
so what's
I'm
the
both
threat?
of those. Yeah.
But they have the monster in the corn. You don't have one of those.
Here's what I would do: simply stay away from the corn.
Yeah, you would just not drive into the corn.
Right.
That was a great call. Why did she do that?
I'm not sure.
That didn't make a lot of sense to me.
All right. Hey, how bad did that explosion at the end look?
Yeah, not that great. But recently, a few months ago, I watched that movie where Gerard Butler. It's like Breakdown, but with Gerard Butler, and that movie has a way worse explosion near the end of that movie. Really,
Yeah.
like one of the worst ones I've ever seen.
Hey, listen, it's hard to do fire. The worst looking effect in the entire Star Wars prequel trilogy is in Phantom Menace when like a fire starts. It looks like shit. Obviously, it's the LVP of the Banshees of Inisherin.
Damn it! I knew you were gonna bring up the Banshees of Inisherin.
It's a hard thing to render for whatever reason, and it doesn't look great here.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
All right, Logan.
Yeah, great job, D-Train. I thought we did a good job. People are gonna see like an hour 5 minutes and be like, "What?" But I thought we did a good job.
I think so too. We covered it.
There's Children of the Corn.
I know. It was hard to do full episodes on Children of the Corn when we were doing that. What do you give this movie?
It's tough because like it's basically a 1, I feel like, but there is like that one idea about the town hall and don't want the corn to all that, and the Eden performance is really good, so I feel like it's like a 1.5. And if it's a 1.5, like it's short, I didn't hate myself watching it, I'll give it a 2.
Yeah, see, the thing is, like, it's a 1, but compared to the rest of the Children of the Corn franchise, it's probably a 4. So I'm gonna split the diff there and give it a 2.
Okay, I thought you might go 3.
No, come on. It's not
if you
even
give
close.
John Wick and Children of the
No,
Corn.
yeah, come on. I wouldn't have the balls to do that shit.
All right, so wow, we both give it a 2. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Is this your favorite one?
I think it's probably I think it might be the second best one.
Behind the 666?
No, I like part 3, Urban Harvest.
Yeah, that's right, Urban Harvest.
Yeah.
Which one is Eva Mendes?
Boy, oh boy, she's in like 8 or 9 or something. I don't know. Like she's pretty,
or
recent. 9 or 10. Yeah, she's in
the last one.
Ones.
That was 10, wasn't it? This is
yeah,
11?
but they haven't done one of these in like 10 years or so.
But if she was in one, I feel like it would have been like 2003.
All right, hang on. You want me to check this?
Yeah, Eva Mendes.
Right. We've got Children of the Corn Genesis.
Is she a child?
2000. What?
Is she no way she's a child in the corn. She's
no. She's like a teen.
Yeah.
I'm looking around. Hang on. I'm looking at all of them. 666 maybe. Are you sure Eva Mendes is in one of these?
I'm almost positive.
Yeah, I kind of remember her too. Oh no, here she is. Yeah, 1998's Children of the Corn 5: Fields of Terror.
Okay. Yes. So you don't like that one very much? But it's about college students. That's kind of fun.
I remember that one being one of the more watchable ones.
Yeah, that sounds all right. Yeah. Alexis Arquette's in it.
But this is probably better than that. But yeah, I mean, honestly, like with Children of the Corn, I recommend not watching any of them. And if you're really curious, watch Urban Harvest. But if you're a Children of the Corn fan, and I don't know why you would be, but if you are, I feel like this would be very satisfying to you.
Yes, and it likely won't be the last one because there's that monster. Oh, I guess they burned down the cornfield.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's open. Like if they want to do another one, they easily could.
Do any of the other ones feel like a finality, sort of like this one, like where they actually burn down the field?
Yeah, I feel like some of them do. Yeah, I mean in some of them like the cornfield reappears in other places. Like
What?
yeah, Urban Harvest like doesn't take place in the town. It takes place in a city, and then someone like resurrects the corn, and he who walks behind the rows like in like a greenhouse or something.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, whatever. Um,
All right.
MVP's Eden, right?
Obviously.
LVP.
The brother, Cecil. Hope you never work again as an actor.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
But by the way, they keep calling him Cease, which is
Cease. Oh.
it's a fucking terrible shortening of Cecil.
Yeah, she said cease originally, and I was racking my brain like cease. What is that? And then I was like, could that possibly be Cecil? That is stupid. And then they were
Yeah.
like, hey Cecil, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's awful. I'll go with him too. Yeah, it's a pretty clear MVP and LVP in this movie.